Hey everyone, this is Mr. Everything, and in this video I wanted to do an unboxing and overview of kind of a newer Harbor Freight product by Braun. It's as it said here, underhood rechargeable work light, and I kind of have like quite a Braun and Icon collection from Harbor Freight. I like those slim bar lights. Actually, right off to the side here, I have one. They're pretty good. And for me, I mean, I probably will use this under the hood, but you can also use this in the interior and as a detailer. That's the main problem I have. There's just not enough light inside the vehicles. And again, those slim bar lights work, but inside you really don't have any magnetic spots aside from like seat belt buckles. And maybe you can put one in like a door jamb and angle it. Or if you get one with a hook on it, then you can hang it off like a handle or something. But that's why I'm going with this. I recently picked it up with a coupon, at least here in late 2023. They're about $75. So I got it with 15% off. So, I mean, even in the 60s, I think that's kind of a lot of money. But if you want the cheaper one, they do have a similar one, and it has like extension with magnetic bases, and it hangs off those magnets, which I don't like the design of that. I don't think it's as bright or as good, so you're paying more for this, but you can see it's going to be better designed. And in this area here where I have my filming equipment, kind of hard to get it all on camera, but I like with Harbor Freight, all their products basically tell you all the specs on it. So you know right off the bat like what features it has and everything. But I'm going to go ahead, just take it out of this giant box. I'm expecting that the light itself is pretty much as big as this box. So, yeah, if this, you can't see it really, but it's as long as the box. So if you, I mean, you can obviously just measure it, but if you want to go into a Harbor Freight store, they don't have one on display, just going off the size of the box, that'll tell you how big this is. I'm already impressed with the quality. I mean, it doesn't feel cheap. I do have a concern with, how well will these hold up, stretching them. And, I mean, I think they'll be okay, but that would be my, that would be like where the wear would be at. Those rubber hooks on there will make that hard to slide that bag off. So you get your typical useless Harbor Freight instructions. Or maybe it tells you some run times, but I think that's also on the packaging. So you do get your spec on the battery. That's actually a fairly small battery. And you do get 13 hours on low, but 4 on high. And it's saying 7,000 kelvins. That's pretty blue. Hopefully it's not blue, because I know a lot of times, their Kelvin accuracy is not that. Like, it might be a nice daylight, and hopefully not a blue tint. Fairly beefy plug here. So there's your specs here. Now this one's not going to use USB. Maybe it's faster to charge over this, but I'd imagine in today's day and age, as good as Type-C is, I think this, for the price, should probably have a Type-C fast charge, 65 watts or something. But you also get the status gauge. Okay, it looks like you plug in here. Yeah, don't know how much I like it there on the side. I think I'd rather see it here, because you can, from what I looked at on their website, use this while it's being charged, which is really nice. So one, you don't have to worry about the battery dying, and if your battery gets shot after years, you can still use it corded. So let's go ahead and just turn it on. So it does have power right off the box. 3 out of 4. That's a nice low. And the high gets even crazier. And I like that. Just low, high, off. No strobe, which in this situation it wouldn't make any sense. But I hate that with a lot of lights. This is just low, high, and off. So what I'm going to do, hopefully once it's on for a few seconds, it will just go straight off and not cycle. So in order to move these, you push this button in, and then it kind of locks into place. This is all soft touch rubber, but it is textured, so it's grippy too. Let's see if this just, yep, shuts right off. And what you can also tell, which is another feature I like, now this light bar does not move, but this tube over it, so you can have a diffused light, which would probably be good. You can have, I think it's called striations, which that's probably just so it's not as blinding. And then here comes just the straight LED, which you can't really see on camera, but see, that one's pretty smooth. You get a little brighter. Now I'll have to use that real world application to see what I like. Big ugly sticker here I'll probably take off. I've never bought a warranty on a Harbor Freight product. For the price, I mean, I'd just write it off on my taxes and probably buy another one if I had to. But so you can see, got some decent weight to it, but nothing crazy. It feels sturdy, but it doesn't feel like out of place in any way. Now it does extend. That's the next thing I need to see. So push it in to adjust this. Okay, actually I was wrong there. This does move independently, which is a much better design. I was going to say that'd be kind of weird. It's just that it had a lot of tension, so I thought you had to grab it by this, but you grab it like here. So okay, I actually really like that design. It's just really versatile. And this side also telescopes out. Now I don't like how, see, this side isn't really springy like this side is, but probably won't matter. Now that kind of showed the overview. I mean, I don't really think there's too many videos on it, so that's what you get. Hopefully I can come back if I get a good time where I have some free time and a good setup. I can show it with one of my vehicles, and it should work the way I'd like. I mean, obviously it's going to work under the hood as it's designed, but I want to be able to slide that under the door pillars and use it in my car. Alright, so right now I'm kind of just doing a test fit here on one of my own vehicles, and there's a lot of versatility, but you can see I have it going here now in this car, kind of a tighter space. I had to put it up forward so I can actually sit back. If you can kind of see here, if I put it like here, a little more in the center, then it'd kind of be hitting my head. I guess you could also put it in the rear, but the way this is, these LEDs are fixed. So even though you can adjust this, you can't rotate the light as a whole. Now you can move the whole like grip little vise piece here, and maybe that could kind of angle this some, but it's kind of, I think the design is kind of just to be straight down. Yeah, there's obviously some different things of some articulation that you could play around with, but and another point to note is obviously if you're detailing, you're going to at least have to have one door open. So, you know, hopefully if, you know, some idiot you work with closed the door, that wouldn't break this. Hopefully it has enough durability. But otherwise, just, yeah, if it's your own vehicle on your own time, hopefully you'll just learn it. But that is something to keep in mind. Now on this end, since I'm not in this, you could keep your door closed and put your window down, and that works as well, but then you can't get in, obviously, unless you have a frameless door. So you can Like if you wanted to do it like that, that's an option. You can bring it up top like here. You can kind of catch it up here if you wanted, as this piece extends out. And there's just a lot of different ways. And then also this whole piece turns, but I don't want to twist that metal rod because you're supposed to do it with 2 hands. But there's a few different ways that you can mess around with it. And again, it's kind of a 2-handed thing. You can twist, as you can see, instead of being straight up and down like that one, you can turn them both independently. So it just gives you some more adjustability. And again, this is all like a soft touch rubber, non-marring. But for my own vehicles, I think I'd probably go ahead and put a nice, really soft, like buffing rag or something over, just for that extra protection. But I think I talked enough about the setup. Go ahead and turn it on. Now obviously in normal conditions you wouldn't have your sunshade in, but just to make it a little bit darker in here. Again, it depends on which way you orient it, but you can just put it here and you have your button. That's low, high, back off. And then you can spin this again for your... I really don't see too much difference between the striations. That's clear, that's striation. I think it just makes it a wee bit dimmer, maybe a little less harsh. And then you put this one, this is the diffused kind of frosted area. But you can see, I mean, this really lights up this interior just perfect. And I believe that's getting low, so it'll go off since which I like. It just cycles when you're first on. Yeah, that had to have been low because it's so much shinier now. The chrome's way too bright. So that's kind of nice. Because I think high might be a little too much for certain applications. It does a really nice job. So we got a little bit of light coming in the back, but up front here, really nice. Let me get out and show a different look. All right, so let me turn it back off. And just to get the full benefit, I'll go with high. Especially leather interiors, that light kind of bounces a little bit more. But when you have cloth or a lot of black carpet, which this car has rubber floor mats, but it's really doing a nice job here. Now you'll still need a little detail light to get maybe under the seats or down in the crevices. But instead of trying to hang a work light or hold a flashlight the whole time, to have this do the majority of your lighting, I really think it's pretty nice. Now again, it's just first impressions, and as long as the build quality holds up, nothing breaks. And if I can get close, hopefully very close to what their advertised run times are, I think I'll be fine using it on low most of the time. I think it's really a nice product. And at least for sedan, big trucks and stuff, it might be a little different, although you'll have enough extension, but it's just the actual light itself. For under $100, it has decent build quality. I really think this is worth a look. I'm really happy with it, and I can't wait to use it on the daily. So I'll leave it there. If I have any issues or if I think it's just absolutely amazing and I need to make another video, I will. From a detailer's perspective, although it will work just fine under hood, I just decided that it should be great too for inside of a vehicle. As you can see, it is equipped to do that as well. So hopefully you found that helpful. Thanks for watching, and you'll see me in the next one. Have a good one.